What is up, everybody? Liam Murphy back with Scott Barrett, back to redeem our underdog draft that we did. When I launched my channel, I did a draft-a-thon, which was like 8 hours straight, 9 hours straight. Scott and I did a team way back in June. So we're going to look at that team we did today and then try to draft another winner today. Scott, first and foremost, how you doing today, man?
I'm good. Thanks for having me. Glad to redeem myself, be back.
Absolutely. Guys, I hope you're enjoying this content. Please subscribe. Help me get over 900 subscribers. We're closing in on the 1,000 goal. All right, Scott, let's jump right into it, man. We were talking a little bit backstage, but let's look at the team we drafted together. So, knee-jerk reactions. I remember this draft, and I remember being not every player was I on board with, but the team still has a chance. Like, it's kind of rough. Fuller and Brown are probably zeros. Amari Rogers, probably a zero, but who knows? Like, he could do it still. Pitts and Njoku. I stamped my feet for Njoku. Seems like you've capitulated a little bit on that. You were against it at the time. Seems like you're on board with that one now. Feels good to have the two quarterbacks that we know are actually playing this year. And then Watson, like if we can get Watson there, whatever. I don't like doing these three running back builds as much for playoff format contests. Like, I like getting unique in all my structures, but 3 RB strictly for playoff brackets, I like to usually have like 5 bodies just to try to get leverage in the finals. But Scott, what do you think about this team? What are your thoughts?
Let's start from the top.
All right.
So I think Derek Carr is an amazing high floor play. He finished 5th in passing yards last year with Darren Waller seriously hurt. Now he has Devontae Adams. And then Deshaun Watson has been a mid-range QB1 at worst.
But here's the thing, though, is we don't have any Carr's pass catchers. We just have naked Carr. Like,
I don't because I don't think that really matters. But we're focused on tournament winning upside for the playoffs. So Carr is just a guy who gets us to that point. And then Watson
so
comes
you're telling
in.
A specific story, because I mean, like, if you're talking about winning the tournament, if Carr scores 30 points and Devontae Adams scores 30 points, we lose because we don't have Adams.
This is a Deshaun team.
This is Carr gets us there and Deshaun wins it for us.
Yeah, and then we have Deshaun's wide receiver 1. His wide receiver 1 has averaged like 19 fantasy points per game every single year of his career. We have Will Fuller, who's going to come out of retirement or whatever the fuck.
Please,
from
your lips to God's ears.
And then they're going to sign Antonio Brown because they're like, hey, we're assholes. Everyone hates us. Let's just get the mercenary.
Get worse for them.
And so Deshaun's going to smash with throwing to Cooper, Fuller, Brown, 3 wide receiver 1s. Amari Rogers is dead, but that was like a great pick at the time. I interviewed Jim Nagy, who was like, no. Green Bay loves this guy. They think he's awesome. And then he was playing late 4th quarter in the preseason, so he's dead. But running backs, I think, David Montgomery's probably stuck in a committee, but week 3 of preseason, he played every snap, and he's been a bell cow for 2 years now. So if he's a bell cow again, that's like a huge win, especially where we took him. DJ Moore, wide receiver 1, Cooper, wide receiver 1 when Watson's back. Lockett, not a great pick, decent value. He just has those 40-point games, and if he hits that in week 17, I think that's absolutely massive for us.
And we have to look at the board of like who's available. Like, maybe Lockett's not ideal there, but we kind of got locked out of wide receiver where, like we'd have to take kind of a leap to take any of these guys over.
I mean, I like Lazard, the presumptive wide receiver 1 for the back-to-back MVP. I mean, we should have taken him. But again, like, who has Lockett's weekly ceiling? It's only Jamar Chase, Tyreek Hill, guys who are long gone at that point. And so he'll just have those spike weeks. Jahan Dotson is my highest owned player.
Yeah, this is a great, like, it feels good. Like, okay, we got Watson at an expensive cost here, but feels good to have these 3 rookie wide receivers where, I mean, look, we got off the board here. And I know Amari Rogers is probably dead, but whatever. Randall Cobb gets injured or starts showing the age.
He was the last pick in the draft, right? So
yeah, like
not a lot of people have him.
And he's probably drafted in like literally 1% or less of teams. Njoku, like the Njoku Pitts pairing feels real good there. Feels like we're doing good. And like Montgomery, not a sexy guy, but he feels fine to me. And then it's like we need Tony healthy.
Good luck.
But like with these three guys, like, okay, so yeah, we have some dead roster spots maybe with Fuller, Brown, Rogers, but I think the team is fine enough. I don't usually ever do something like this. Like I would almost never take a car without a Renfro, just for week 17. Like I want the stack, but with the way it played out, I don't hate it. And you got to tell yourself a story to win these tournaments. Like tell yourself a story with your team. Anything you want to say before we jump into today's draft? Nah. Yeah, let's just rip it.
Yeah, one thing. Let's make this a more collaborative team effort.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Well, I also want you release an article each year, kind of like a My Guys. Use the term Exodia. I'm assuming that's from Yu-Gi-Oh.
Hell yeah.
I love that. Can you talk us through any of those guys before we jump into today, or do you just want to?
Yeah, I will just say I really veer into specific formats, so that's very much like a start, sit, redraft article.
Okay.
I think
any best ball takeaways from that, or maybe it will just come out as we're drafting.
Well, so this is a tournament best ball, so it's like a blend of where you really want safety, like in a best ball 12 team non-tournament. These slight marginal ADP beaters can really go a long way. But then in the tournament, you really want league winning upside power law players who have the potential to just single-handedly carry you to a championship, like maybe Cooper Kupp, Mark Andrews, Jamar Chase last year, guys of that nature. So it's sort of a blend of both. I get rolled eyes every time I say this, but Justin Fields, I think, is the best quarterback value currently in drafts. I think he has massive upside and he's very safe due to rushing potential. But in a best ball tournament like this,
give us a late round skill position guy who you will go to battle for.
Late round skill position guy,
either running back, wide receiver, tight end, who you're this guy. This is the guy that we'll look back on and be fools for not having.
I like Logan Thomas a lot at the tight end
I've
position.
been smashing Logan Thomas.
Oh, hell yeah.
And I've been doing that before we had the news. I was shocked that he looks like he might even play week 1. What the hell? This dude not only tore an ACL, he tore an MCL too or something. Now, I saw him running routes. He doesn't look quite there, but, he should smash with Wentz. I love Logan as a late tight end.
Maybe this means nothing, but they're sports science guys tested his leg strength, and it was more powerful than it was last year. I don't know if that
where'd
means
anything. Where'd you get that scoop? That's a cool one.
I don't know. Google it. It's pretty sick.
Okay.
Running backs, really love Jalen Warren.
So these are some good names for 18th round. These guys go literally undrafted. Warren.
Hell yeah! All right, final.
And McFarland got cut for the Steelers.
Yeah, he should be. He stinks.
Yeah.
Really there's this wide receiver range of cheap guys I love, which is Jahan Dotson, George Pickens, Kadarius Toney, Romeo Doubs, Wan'Dale Robinson. I don't know where you're at on Isaiah McKenzie, but I know you're a Gabe Davis guy, but he could be the arbitrage play of the decade.
And here's the thing is I'm a Gabe Davis guy, but I recognize McKenzie, you don't just produce 30-point weeks in fantasy and not be a star. And the thing about the Bills too is it looks like there's a little rumbling. They're going for this positionalist type thing where McKenzie is a slot guy, but they played him on the outside a little bit. Where, because the question is if Diggs or Davis goes down, they have a bunch of small dudes. So I think prevailing opinion is Shakir would be outside, but even Crowder saw some outside slot, and McKenzie is just explosive and very good at football. I was shocked he signed for so cheap with the Bills. We pulled the 107. Let's do a non-big dog draft. So let's skip Derrick Henry. I would love for one of these top 3 guys to get us to there, but if not, I'd like to get Adams or Diggs.
Who are the running backs available?
Huh?
Who are the running backs available?
Can you see the screen right now?
Yeah, can you just click on running backs though?
Oh yeah. Eckler, Henry, Cook, Harris.
Where's Kamara?
He goes in the second, so he'd be a guy. I think we grab an elite wide receiver now, and then we take a running back in the second.
We could do that.
Yeah, we can make our choice here. So
I think I would go Kamara. Oh, Kelsey's
Who-
sort of in play. I like one tight end, one
Oh, let's
QB.
do Eckler.
Mahomes
Let's do
sucks.
Eckler in the 7. You cool with Eckler?
I mean, I'd rather Kamara, but
We
you could
can
take
get
him.
him. The point is we can get him to pair with Eckler.
Okay.
I think we should do Eckler because we just literally he almost never lasts to the 7, and I really love his matchup against the Rams week 17.
Yeah, so he talked about wanting a reduced workload this year. Tom Telesco, the GM, said the
Not
same
really
thing.
happening though with Spiller and
that's what I've been saying. But he just signed Sony Michel like 3 minutes ago.
Yeah, but I mean, look, man, if Sony Michel on his 18th team and
he stinks, I know.
Like that does not scare me.
But it's half PPR.
I don't care. Like you put a small, short list of guys who could score. Here's the thing about Kamara is I like Alvin Kamara, but I think he has a lot more competition for passing game targets than he ever has in the past. Where doesn't Jarvis kind of eat into those short targets? Michael Thomas.
No, I think that's just who the Saints are. Every single year, they lead the league in running back receptions, receiving yards, touchdowns, including when Sean Payton was suspended. And
the other
took
small
over.
game theory thing is Kamara used to be going in the 3rd and 4th round when.
Right, that's a great point.
And I was buying the dip when we could though. So we could take him here, but we're basically saying 2nd round player. We're gonna find better 3rd and 4th round players than 2nd round players.
So that was like
very doable.
So that was like when Tyreek Hill was supposedly going to be suspended, and he was going in round
2 years
9
ago.
No one did. Yeah, but the thing is, like the August, September teams actually like
it's not a reason we can't take him. It's just something. What I like to say is okay. So Justin Herbert goes. We like to see that.
Love it.
Are you Kamara over Barkley?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, half PPR maybe change it, but I don't think so. I think it's still Kamara.
It's just like Barkley has no competition, and it seems like Mark Ingram is still.
The preseason usage wasn't great with the touchdown vulture for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Kamara goes. So I'm sorry, we're not getting Kamara.
All right, that's fine.
I like Swift.
I like Swift
straight up, and if we don't get Swift, I say we take one of the wide
Tyreek.
receivers. Okay, cool. All right, let's do Swift. The Swift Eckler pairing is very difficult to do, and the casual crowd is really reacting to Hard Knocks, and like Swift does not come off the best in Hard Knocks because the running back coach does not seem to be like the smartest dude in the world for the Lions.
He called him a pussy or something, right?
Yeah, he's saying all this shit. I'm like, dude, why are you leading this? And Jamal Williams is a great character, right? He's a leader as a person, and Swift is more just really good at football. So I feel like that will bleed through. But we maybe just got like 140 targets between our 2 running backs. Like that's what you like to see. Like these are 2 guys who could crush. I know you're a bit down on Eckler. I'll draft Eckler until he's out of this league.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Are you stacking running backs with quarterbacks? Because I
will do that. So like Swift, Goff, Herbert, Eckler, especially when they're pass catchers. But I'll also do it for negative core. Like I'll do a Josh Allen, Devin Singletary, where it's not good for week 17, but the weeks that Josh Allen doesn't do it, I'm hoping that they're doing it on the ground. So maybe it's a way to advance it.
So I think it's like massively underutilized. I think there is an intense positive correlation for running backs because, when the offense is roaring, the quarterback is efficient, it's more plays, more sustained drives, more red zone opportunities. And I think that's the same thing for DFS too. I think it's just like underutilized stacking running backs with quarterbacks.
Well, I disagree a little bit you see it, but I disagree in an individual week. So like the championship round, like it's rare that you're going to get a quarterback to throw for 304 and also a running back on the same team to fall into the end zone twice. But for like the playoff rounds or any of that, like I do it all the time. And it's not like I won't not do it because I have whatever. Or like in the case of like Swift, Goff is now a target of mine where Goff, Swift, not only in an individual game since Swift catches passes can get there, but also the whole season. Getting some interest. Chris asking me if I'm going to rate his team. Maybe we'll get to that at the end. Spiller back at practice. Yeah, man, I don't know. So I guess Josh Kelly's dead. I was drafting a little bit of him, but not much. It's mainly a like let's wait and see for the Chargers backfield. Damn, AJ Brown goes. Would have liked him. We definitely need a wide receiver here, I think, or we can get locked out at the position underdog. They seem to really go
let's
heavy.
go.
And we got a lot of badge guys here. So a lot of guys doing a lot of high volume drafts. Don't say who you want just yet, Scott. Don't be an amateur. People are listening.
Brown.
Yeah, people are listening. So false flag, I'm fine with. But with you stamping your feet for Kamara, we were never getting him because you did that.
Got it.
So let's see who Brett takes here. There, I'm pretty indifferent on the wide receivers in this range. I'm also okay getting a little unique if you wanted to like grab a name down the board. Not too down the board, but a little bit down the board. But do you have a preference between Pittman, Allen, Moore, Sutton?
Yeah, I think I'm a Pittman guy, but I love Moore.
Let's do Pittman then.
All right.
He's a guy who really has jumped up in price, but plays for a statue quarterback. But, he's facing really low target competition in theory. Maybe Alec Pierce is good. Maybe Paris Campbell is good. Maybe Mo Alley Cox falls in the end zone a couple times, but he is unquestionably good and young, which is generally the type of wide receivers I like to be drafting. I advanced a lot of teams because of like Pittman, Mike Williams, those type of guys last year. Mike Williams went pretty expensive in this draft. Trying to do a week 17 stack here with Kupp and Williams. Thanks, Kyle. Yeah, I'm not always double anchor running back, but
what would you call Team 12 strategy?
I don't know. I hope that this draft does not get thrown out because of
I was going to say, how many of those have you seen?
I have no fucking clue what this guy's doing. Maybe he thinks it's super flex. That happens sometimes, but I would assume this is like, and then he does a normal pick. So
I was actually going to ask about a Sutton, Judy, Russ, Hamler squad.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been nice. It's just really tough to do in today's ADPs.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really even love that, but it's just like thinking about it that way. We're all in.
I mean, they play the Chiefs week 17. Like
right.
What's not to? So our week 17 matchup, like Eckler plays the Rams and Swift plays the Bears. So pretty good matchups in my opinion. I would like to grab one of these wide receivers. I like Marquise a lot.
Yeah, me too. And I love Kyler.
You want to do Marquise then?
Yeah.
All right, let's do Marquise.
Waddle's also hurt.
Yeah, I mean, I was just doing
time to grab.
I was just doing a stream with Davis, and Davis is like totally team Waddle over Hill. I'm not there, and I also think Waddle could be like, I just don't see as high of a ceiling as Marquise Brown has. Marquise Brown plays the Falcons week 17. He's recent reports like minutes ago was Rondale Moore and Ertz might not even play week 1.
Wait, is Ertz hurt?
This is a great comment, Josh. Excited to see Liam was able to get Ryan Fitzpatrick on the show. You do look like him a bit, man. You were saying I looked like I had to look up that guy after you said that. I was like, couldn't quite remember the face, but Scott said I looked like the guy who Michael Cera in Superbad.
You look like a blend of both of them. Michael Cera. Yeah,
honestly. Thoughts on Deontay Johnson? Man, he's good at football, but so is Pickens, so is Claypool. So I don't know. He's generally not a target of mine in the 3rd or 4th. If he falls to the 5th is when I end up taking him. Redraft question. Really depends how bad your redraft ADP is, Kyle. But generally, like if you're drafting on ESPN or Yahoo or anything like that, you can probably start 2 running backs and then just destroy the field at wide receiver. The Josh Allen Fitzpatrick stream. Hey, baby.
Hey.
Rager to the Vikings? That is not newsworthy. Get out of here, Eric. Do not drop that nugget in the chat. We don't need to. We don't even need that info. Amon-Ra goes. That's another guy. Damn, Amon-Ra and Godwin goes. I would have liked Godwin. See, in this 5th round, you used to be able to get Juju, Amon-Ra, Godwin. Zeke is free falling, so that would be interesting if he makes it to us in the 5th. And there are some other targets I would like to go to. I do not think we take Kyler here. I think we gamble that we can get him in the 6th because, I mean, other than Team 12, no one is incentivized to take him, but Team 12 is clearly a wild card. So drafting with wild cards is fun, man. You never know what you're going to get. So I think we should take one of the elite tight ends between Kittle and Waller. Do you have a leaning there? I think these guys are too cheap, in my opinion.
Probably Waller. I don't really like either. I mean, like Waller's practiced once, like all offseason.
That's contract shit. Offense. That's just contract shit.
No, I know, but he's missed the install of the offense.
Yeah, but I mean, I think we should take him, man, because
all right, let's do it.
He could just give us whatever 170 points at the tight end position, and
I think there's more upside actually in going like full on punt with 3 tight ends, but I'm cool.
Well, we could still go 3 with Waller, but
no, I just meant like 3 insanely cheap guys, hoping you get like Knox and Gronk from last year.
We could have done that, but it's a tough point in the drafts where it's like, I guess I would have taken DK Metcalf if not for Waller. And is it going to shock you if Waller outscores DK Metcalf and he plays tight end?
For sure, yeah.
And like now we can grab Carr in the 9th or 10th. We have a nice stack there. And you know, like I just really think this Raiders passing game, I want pieces of it.
Right.
You know, Waller's practicing today. There you go. He's got enough time. Eric said, as an Eagles fan, it's newsworthy to me to get Rager out of here.
The Eagles Super Bowl odds just jumped.
Yeah, I like that. Small jump to Quez Watkins. Let's see what this guy's going to do. Gibson? Okay. Maybe this dude just has some like I mean he's making these picks. He's not on auto. Maybe he has some like super flex rankings inputted into his thing. I don't know, but if this draft doesn't get thrown out, we should be able to scoop some value because he's also just going a little off ADP with like an early Gibson.
Why does it get thrown out? Is it because the team is too ass, or is it like he has
like collusion concern? It's collusion concern. So like I can't have my friend join the draft and draft like Rex Burkhead in round 1 and Brian Hoyer in round 2.
We're on the clock. Oh, we're on deck right now.
Yeah, we got on deck here. So obviously Kyler makes the most sense. I would say I'm okay if this guy goes naked. Kyler it does not make any sense for him.
Monty is fine.
Yeah, we do you like him? Do you like him the most over Dobbins and Akers?
Yeah, for sure. I think I might like Henderson more than Akers straight up.
Definitely no Kyler. Good to hear that because I don't have a lot of Akers, but I've been taking him as he falls a little bit. So really beastly start by us where I think with this start, whatever, we can mix in another running back, but we're going to need to start hitting wide receiver soon. You just have to start 3 of them. So I would like to go wide receiver if the value is there, because after these rounds, it's like, you know, it's pretty barren out there. Bears just claimed Leatherwood, the cut tackle of the Raiders. It's probably a little good for them. This is a good point from Eric. He's saying basically like this rotten guy, maybe he's just drafting the names he knows. Like this could just be a really casual fan of football. He's like, oh, I know like Joe Burrow was in the Super Bowl, you know? Does OJ Howard kill Hayden Hurst? No.
Nope. He's a great pick, Hayden Hurst.
I think Hayden is fine. I would not draft OJ Howard. OJ Howard could not beat out. The Bills were not incentivized to cut OJ Howard. His contract was nearly fully guaranteed. They are eating dead money to cut him to play Quentin Morris and Tommy Sweeney over him. because that's how bad OJ Howard was. Both at blocking, like the second tight end in 2 tight end sets is there to block usually, like, or just like be like the turnaround guy. And the Bills, a really sharp organization, decided we want nothing to do with this guy. Yeah, I mean, I was with Tampa Bay, I was a little bit more forgiving because he was coming off injury. So I was like, maybe it's just a little bit of lag, but maybe it's just down. Do you still think they play 2 tight end a lot? I think they will try that, yes. And Kyle, to be clear, what a lot is, like a lot for the Bills would be like 10% of snaps, 15% of snaps. They've been 0% in years past. So I like Devonta or Renfro or Cooper or Schultz.
Yeah, screw Devonta, screw Renfro. I like Cooper a lot. I like Schultz a lot. You could pick whoever.
I'm Schultz over Cooper, man. I just had a big debate with Davis about this where he thinks Schultz is ass. We're double elite tight end, so we're done at tight end.
Boom. Love it. I legit love it.
We're done at tight end. Cooper, he was a value there, and he was on my team that won last year. But
I mean, again, the tournament ceiling with Watson back, I think, is massive.
But, yeah.
I mean, double tight end.
Well, but I'm still not convinced that Watson is back. Like Watson could be totally suspended more if he doesn't show remorse.
Oh, right.
And he also like needs to like go to like sessions. So if he like skips one, like the dude seems insane to me.
Well, yeah, I mean,
like worst PR, like yeah, he's literally.
He's a hard person to defend for sure.
Yes, exactly. He's not a guy I really want to be rooting for, but where Schultz, so Dak goes uncharacteristically early here. I guess this guy has like Dak has been. He could have gotten Dak in the 8th, but maybe we would have taken with Schultz.
You want to hear a wild stat? I tweeted this out an hour ago. Over the last 8 weeks of the season last year, Dalton Schultz was the number 2 highest scoring player on Dallas behind Dak Prescott. CeeDee Lamb was 8th. He was behind Cedric Wilson, Michael Gallup, Amari Cooper, Zeke, Pollard.
Do you think Cooper being gone helps Schultz or hurts him?
No, it definitely helps him.
I think it unquestionably helps him too. Like, I mean, sometimes it's the case where it's like the defense now keys in on you more. I think we should take Tony.
Love it.
And say, fuck it, hope he's healthy. So this is a pretty beast squad where, I mean, we filled out our starting roster where we have 2 running backs, elite quarterback, 3 strong wide receiver darts, and 2 fun tight ends. My nephew's at the glass door. Maybe I should bring him in for a stream real quick. He's 7 months old and he's crawling around out there. I know he got picked up by my sister. All right.
So double elite tight end plus a top 6 quarterback. I think that's great because I don't think we have to spend any more capital at tight end and not much more capital at quarterback. And so really we can hone in on those premium positions.
Yeah. And I also double elite tight end. I really like for playoff formats like Underdog, where it's one of the easiest ways to get a team to the finals, where basically if Schultz or Waller scores 20-point plus points, like if they score 2 touchdowns in week 15 and week 16, and no one else in our playoff group has them, where we're only facing like 9 or 10 people, it's really easy to advance. Helen Eckler 69, interesting name. I don't know quite a bit. I don't really track my teams that granular for the large field GPPs. No, he's not been on the Rams, Devin. He was on the Dolphins. He got cut, and now he's on the Chargers, which who knows? That like pretty much just means I'm not drafting the backup running back for the Chargers anymore. Because I think it just muddies like, is it Spiller later in the season? Is it Michelle?
What about Quez Watkins in the last round?
I've drafted a lot of Quez.
Oh, that's awesome.
There's a little just because he is a guy who has spike weeks, and I don't know. Like Zach Pascal's been good in the past, but I've just been a believer that he's the 3. He's the 3rd wide receiver there. They've run a ton of 2 tight end in the past, but they no longer really have the guys to do that. I think it's now like I don't think they should be doing that as much anymore, in my opinion. Is he a guy you like?
No, I was just asking. Yeah, I think that's the right way to think about it. Spike weeks.
Yeah, he's just a guy like he ran cold on touchdowns last year, but he had a pretty good for like what it was, like 650 yards. Like whatever, you throw in like 5 touchdowns there, and he's looking at like 130-point season or whatever.
Yeah, if you include the preseason, he had like 4 catches that went 80+ yards for a score, something like that.
What do you think about Burks?
Oh, I hate him. He's dead.
You're done with him?
Year 1, he's dead.
I think I would like to go Hunt here, unless you really.
Yeah, I like Hunt a lot.
All right, we'll see what Just Brett does here. Probably takes him now.
C-Pad is like a fine best ball ADP beater, I guess.
Yeah, do you like Patterson over Cook?
Lockett, Pickens, I like. Whatever you want to do is cool.
Do you like James Cook or no?
No, he's dead.
I don't think he's dead. Patterson or Lockett? I think we should probably go Lockett there.
All right. I also like Pickens.
I have so much Pickens when he was like in the 180s.
Oh, hell yeah.
Purely my portfolio.
Hell yeah.
And I don't know. Lockett plays the Jets week 17. Pretty positive.
Where does Hines go? He's like a perfect best ball. Oh, he's really good.
He already went to this guy's just going off the board. He used to go. So early in the offseason, he's one of my highest owned players because he used to go in round 14, 15. Now he kind of goes in rounds 11 usually, but Rotten Ski is just doing what he feels.
What if he's from the future and he just like knows all the perfect players?
I would love it. Well, he has this is the type of guy who's going to end with like 2 wide receivers total. He seems to really love the tight end position, so hopefully he ends up with like 5 tight ends and we have double elite tight end and the room gets starved,
Bro, he's from the future. He knows you only need 2 wide receivers this year.
Carr got taken to go with Adams. Makes sense. So that option is done for us. But we can do plenty of other things here. This guy next to us needs running backs because he went wide receiver volume heavy. So that's why he took Hunt. It made sense. But it also means like I don't exactly want to give him another good running back. So the Prodigy probably needs.
Kenneth Walker, really like him. Darrell Henderson.
I think we can get both these guys next rounds.
Oh, okay, you got it.
Or actually, no, I would go Henderson. You want to go Henderson
over Walker?
That's
whatever you want. Okay.
Do you like Walker more?
Yeah, probably. I just don't know if that's my start-sit brain.
Why do you like him more? Just because he
just more upside in
Henderson might be the one, dude.
Yeah, no, exactly.
And they play the Chargers. Let's do Henderson. Walker is someone who's been falling with like Pete Carroll's FUD on him. Pete Carroll's been like usually like a pretty positive, glowing guy about his players.
Liar. Like, yeah, he just lies all the time.
Yeah, I mean, like routinely you can get him in rounds 11, 12, I think. Definitely think we need to add a couple bodies I think Gordon's a sharp pick too.
Yeah, can you just click on running back and then click on wide receiver? Running back first. I mean, White really liked the upside. I was told by sources he's going to have a role halfway through the season as a pass catcher.
I love White. I have a ton of him.
Yeah, awesome. Wide receiver, you want to just click on that?
Yeah, and again, don't mention all your favorite guys until we're on the clock here.
Okay.
This guy needs running backs too, so I would assume Gabor might double tap it.
Yeah. Oh, I gotta Venmo you. You gotta DM me.
Oh no. I'm floating you. Don't worry about it. We've had a change of the channel.
I appreciate it.
Walker goes to Gablo. Are you a Penny guy?
It makes a lot of sense. Yeah, just either one of those guys are strong values.
Yeah, I've been taking both. I like Penny more, but
like I was like, oh, Kenneth Walker, he's just behind the most injury player in football. He's awesome. But like the most fantasy thing ever would just be if Walker's hurt all year and Penny stays healthy and just smashes.
Yeah, like Penny could be a legit monster.
I mean, look at what he did at the tail end of last season. Like,
yeah,
that's rare. I think he ranks like top 10 all time in yards per carry.
So I have 2 or 3 names I'd like to go. I think we skip running back and just add another wide receiver dart for now. And there's several names I'd like to go. It's always the awkward part of the guest streams where you have to like save your thoughts because I mean, you really bring out the badge brigade, man. Or maybe I just stumbled on it, like someone else could be streaming at the same time too. That's not a question. Damn, Gallup goes. I would have liked Gallup. Increasingly positive news there. Gage back practicing.
I got a guy, pretty sure.
Really, any of these names I'm okay with. I put it in the order I'm roughly viewing it, but I'm okay with Dotson over Gage, who I assume you like more.
Yeah.
You want to do Dotson?
Yeah.
Yeah. The plus with Dotson is he could just be the 2. I like Curtis Samuel. Gage.
Dotson could be the one. Like, I know that sounds like ridiculous to say, but every beat writer is saying he's been the one in camp. That's just been Wentz's guy.
Yeah, and he's been jumping up the boards. But he also gives us a late stack option with Wentz.
Oh, screw that.
Yeah. Are you how do you feel about Sam Howell? Isn't he been looking pretty good for them?
Oh yeah. Dude, I just think Wentz absolutely stinks. And I think that I might have factored in their decision to draft Dotson because Ron Rivera was like, listen, I don't want to trash the kid he got there, but Sean Clifford's horrible. And Dotson was amazing in spite of that. Really uplifted bad quarterback play. And then you look at Wentz, and it's just been bad quarterback play.
They play the Browns week 17, who, it's like it's not out of the question that the Browns organization revolts, like the players, if like depending how this. I just don't know. Is like the locker room aligned with Watson, or who knows about that? There's a lot going on there. Van Jefferson by Rottenski. So this guy and Donovan Peoples-Jones. So really no idea. This is either like the casual crowd, which I would think that underdog, like was Van Jefferson's a name people would know. Donovan Peoples-Jones could be the 2 there. Like this person could just have their own rankings and whatever. Who knows? Okay, I think we need a wideout here, unless you are a big Madison fan, and then we're done at running back. But I think we either take Parker or Madison.
Yeah, I've heard amazing things about Parker from our source guy over at Fantasy Points, Adam Kaplan. Just apparently he's the clear wide receiver 1.
That makes sense then. Yeah, he's one of the cheapest wide receiver 1s left in the field. Where for a team that has 2 stud running backs, like 2 guys who could legitimately be top 5 at this season, to also have a bunch of quality wide receivers feels good, and elite tight end and elite quarterback. We have some late stacks with Matt Ryan. We could do Danny Jones. We could do Geno Smith. We could do Wentz. We could do Mac Jones. We can do Goff.
What about Marcus Mariota?
I got a lot of Mariota, but sometimes I capitulate and I do Mariota and Ritter together. Just both have looked good, honestly.
I think Ritter stinks. I think he's like Nathan Peterman as a passer.
What about the preseason? Like he's been doing pretty good in the
No, I
preseason.
think he's like the first throw he made in week 3 was just like underthrown by 20 yards. I think he's like one of the least accurate quarterbacks to be drafted that high in a really
That feels. I mean, that uh feels good for me because I have a lot more Mariota. Where are you out on Malik Willis? Do you think he pushes for playtime this year?
No, I don't think so. I don't think Ritter does either, but it makes sense. Their ceiling, like the free weight adjusted 40 time for Ritter, and then Malik is averaging like 30 fantasy points per 4 quarters this preseason, and he looks awesome. I just don't think there's any way he plays.
Yeah, I don't have like. It's not going to surprise me if they're like, holy shit, we just have to get this guy on the field. And Ryan Tannehill is like,
I think he's a
good.
developmental guy. Like that's what they've been saying too.
That's my lean of how their coaching staff would handle it. Like that just seems like the Mike Vrabel way of doing things. Like you got to earn your way. Tannehill's been our guy. But I don't know, man. Like you see him.
He was awesome, like running and stuff. But like Vrabel was pissed. He was like, I don't want him running. He needs to learn how to work through his passing progression. So like,
then that's just like a front office and a coach that are not on the same page. Where it's like you don't draft Malik Willis to. I mean,
they got him late. Like a lot of teams, he was talking
right.
as a round 1 guy.
They got him real late in the draft process. You're right. Okay, here is a range where we can really do anything. We could go crazy out of third tight end. Probably not. Probably we could tack on a running back, but it feels like we're reaching a little bit on some of these guys. Wide receiver is drying up, but there's still some names I would be willing to add. Quarterback, I think we wait around because I think there's going to be a bunch of names that we can still stack with, literally like the next 4 dudes, and I don't think all of them are going to go. So do you have any conviction on any of the running backs in this tier, any of the wide receivers in this tier?
Can you just click on the running backs again?
I like Herbert.
Oh, yeah. I get a guy, but he's going to last a few rounds, so maybe I should have done it.
Well, I have some names that are going to last 2. Is the thing is like I like some running backs later.
Okay, can we get Raheem Mostert?
Yo, Mostert now? I think we should do that. Especially because he's been rising. I think this is a great pick. He's a guy I do not have as much of, but I've seen him go as early as I don't even know, like the 9th, 10th round. So he's climbing up boards with the Michelle cut.
Even before that, he was just like the clear co-starter. Apparently, he's the fastest player in practice on a team with
in the NFL. He was the fastest player in the NFL last year.
Right.
And he is a quintessential best ball guy where he's just a spike week waiting to happen if he can house an 80-yard.
Another great best ball guy, J.D. McKissick. You know, Robinson's going to be out a while, catches targets. He's like discount Nyheim Hines to me.
I'm out on McKissick this year because I think Wentz is really bad for the check down.
Oh, that's a great point.
And I think that Curtis Samuel, we've seen him get running back.
He was a running back in college, yeah.
And I think Robinson will return and play.
Yeah, I think that's right. I mean,
I would still draft Robinson with the uncertainty.
Are there any other scat backs like that? Because I think that would be a good fit for the team.
Fit like McKissick?
So just someone that we can project to be like top 6.
I don't think we're looking for scat back. I think with like Eckler and Swift, we want almost pure contingency, like guys that can be Rashad Penny. Like we're not looking for a guy to give us 10 points. Like that's not what is cracking our roster. But there are like you could say Eno, and there is.
I like Eno.
I'll say in the private chat the guy I like. And fits your what you're looking for there, and I think he's undervalued.
So what are you thinking here? Matt Ryan for the stack? Alec Pierce?
I think we take Matt Ryan goes. So I think we take Watson, Pierce, or Williams.
You can make that pick. Those are all solid.
See, it's like splitting hairs. Williams is obviously the best. We won't get production until later in the season. Let's see for correlation. Matt Ryan got taken. Doesn't really matter to me. Let's do Watson, man. Like, it really wouldn't shock me if he's inactive week 1. It wouldn't shock me if he scores 102 week 1. Just a guy who's gotten way too cheap, in my opinion.
Yeah. There was just a tweet from Matt Schneidman like an hour ago. Matt LaFleur said, quote unquote, I don't think anybody's clear cut in front of the other guy. Ball's going to be spread around to different guys in different spots regarding the wide receivers. So like, it doesn't seem like he loves Lazard or.
Yeah. And that makes sense, man. Like, and I mean, Watson is an athletic freak. I know a lot of college guys are not too into him. But
I liked him. I thought his production was like solid if you factor in it's like a massively run heavy offense.
Yeah, I mean, well, they like to run the ball, but it's Aaron fucking Rodgers. Like he's gonna launch those deep balls and maybe it's just Watson instead of MVS. So yeah, and I mean, Lazard is not exactly the stuff of nightmares for wide receiver ones,
Apparently, he's only beaten Jari once all offseason in practice, and Jari fell down in the play.
Lazard?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw like one highlight of him beating.
And that was it. Jari fell down, he tripped, and that was the only time he's beaten him all practice.
Yikes. That is he's not a guy I take in the 7th round now, but I was taking someone he was in the 8-9.
I like him just because like Rodgers hypes him up every single chance he can get. Like he has more control over the offense than.
Well, and quarterbacks are weirdos. So if a quarterback decides they like you and they don't like someone else, even if that other person's better at football, it's irrelevant. Especially Rodgers. Like that's why I still draft Sammy Watkins because like I could see those two guys getting along well. Like both are kind of conspiracy theorist dudes.
Rodgers is anti-vax, and then Sammy Watkins thinks he's a lizard from another.
Yeah, planet. Like the lizard people. Like both of those dudes are like Rodgers is like this dude is heady. Like he gets it. Like
we have the brunch connection, the shower narrative. We have the lizard people.
Yeah, the ayahuasca connection between Watkins and Rodgers.
Is ayahuasca a performance-enhancing drug? Because Rodgers has won MVPs every year since he's taken it.
I mean, maybe. So yeah, I mean, clearly these guys are listening. Sammy Watkins goes. I mean, that doesn't mean clearly, but
who's the conspiracy theorist now, huh?
Well, who knows? Maybe Cobb is. Okay, so this guy needs one more quarterback. This Hurts team. I'm just trying to see if like any stacks make sense for him. No, he has no one to stack with. In theory, maybe the prodigy guy adds a quarterback. So we either take Jameson if he makes this dude going off the wall with his build. I don't hate it though, because he's got 5 strong wide receivers and then just a bunch of names. So he's trying to go volume at it. Yeah, could get there. Brett. I think we take Williams and we gamble. We get one of the quarterbacks. You cool with that?
Yeah.
Cool. And yeah, with this team, like we could stop at 4 running backs. I like to add a 5th purely again for playoff grouping reasonings, where not only can it help you advance your playoff group, but more importantly, week 17, like if Eckler and Swift score a bunch of points weeks 15 and 16, they're going to be really high owned week 17. So it's just purely trying to get a handcuff that maybe is 5% owned and falls into the end zone. Like you have to think about those game theory elements for these large field best ball tournaments too.
Goff makes sense if we have JMO and Swift.
Yeah, that's who I want. Didn't want to say that just because again,
sorry.
Just because people don't like to.
My bad.
We
could run out some.
Be happy, but I mean, clearly these guys. I mean, no one's incentivized to take off. Like we have all his pass catchers except for DJ Chark. Which let's see where Chark goes. And I mean, again, like if someone wants to snipe us on Goff, God bless him. We can.
Right.
Give him a chance and he'll do it. The guy with 4 other quarterbacks takes Jared Goff just to do it.
Of course.
Maybe he's listening. Rotten Knees, if you're listening, please let us know. I'll send you the StreamYard link, and you can talk us through your team.
Maybe he's trying to just tank this league so we get all the good value. Maybe he's just a big fan.
No, maybe he's trying to tank it so it gets canceled. He's like, damn it, I hate the 112. Like, I'm gonna get this draft thrown out. So I think we go Daniel Jones.
That's fine.
Are you not into him? I'm okay with. I really like McKinnon. If we want to grab a running back,
I like the other running back you named more.
Who?
Benjamin.
There's been some fun about him with Darrell Williams remaining.
Yeah, take Daniel Jones.
I think McKinnon's a smash.
All right, take McKinnon. Get your guy.
We'll get one of these quarterbacks. With Kyler, we'll make it work.
All right, here's why I like Benjamin. Cliff Kingsbury historically typically runs out a committee backfield.
Yeah.
But whenever one of those guys is hurt, they get Christian McCaffrey-like volume. James Conner is the most injury-prone player in football, and I think the RB2 there has more standalone value than anyone thinks.
Here's what I think about Eno. I think he's more, the way I view him more is that, like, we're hoping that he's Chase Edmonds to James Conner, and Edmonds just got hurt. So, like, I view him more as, like, that type of guy who is really valuable. I think if Conner goes down, he's never been the only, like, he just doesn't have the frame to hold up and be that type of guy for them. Yeah, it's possible
they go committee if Conner goes down.
McKinnon,
it's not typically what he does, but
McKinnon was the guy in the playoffs and looked good for them.
Hell yeah.
And is still the third down back from all reports. And, like, I don't know. So maybe Eno has a higher ceiling, I think. I've been drafting Darrell. I've been drafting Eno. Like, in general, I think we should be taking pieces of these high value backfields.
Do we what do we do? Load up on wide receivers from here?
Well, we need another quarterback.
Oh, right.
So we go quarterback, and we might go two quarterbacks. Like, if we, like, who knows? We could go Malik Willis, and I was going to say Ritter, but Ritter's gone. We could go Mariota and Willis, where we're not really counting on Malik, but.
Yeah, I really don't want to take a backup quarterback. I like Mariota, though.
You like taking Watson, though, who you know is not going to be playing for.
He's playing in the fantasy playoffs.
Maybe.
For sure, 100%.
So is Malik Willis maybe playing in the fantasy playoffs.
He needs an injury. I don't want to bet on that.
Does he? The Titans could just be bad. What incentives do they have to play Tannehill if they're just bad?
I mean, all the money they're giving Tannehill. They don't want to piss him off.
What do you mean? Like, if they're going to move on, because Tannehill's not a guy that elevates the team, which he's not.
Let's see what this contract looks like. Hey, you might be right. He's got zero guaranteed money after this season.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just also like the Titans are facing reality where they were the 1 seed last year. They were not that good. Like, they were the most fraudulent 1 seed in the NFL in history, I think. Like, their identity is aging in Derrick Henry. They're seeing all the dynamic quarterbacks in the AFC. So I think Mac Jones is the clear pick here to go with Parker.
I'd rather Mariota. Oh, okay, fine.
Yeah. And then we can go. We don't need, like, we're strong everywhere where we can literally go whatever we want for the last pick. We could go quarterback. We could go wide receiver. We could go tight end. We could go running back.
Logan Thomas is there. Jalen Warren, running back. Mariota, quarterback. And then wide receiver. Who stands out to you? Is Fuller still available?
I'll choose wide receiver, Curtis Samuel.
Oh, guess again.
Odell or Shakir.
Will Fuller.
Logan Thomas. So feel free to snipe us, guys. We got a lot. I'm just going to throw some false flag narratives in the queue, too.
Darrell with 1 L. Maybe he's the guy. Probably not. What about Andrew Luck? Like, just what if Titans bench Tannehill, and
he is in the player pool. I don't think quarterback is almost never the position that's like separating and winning you these contests.
I'm just fucking with you, but yeah.
We'll throw him in the queue.
Calvin Johnson. Is Calvin Johnson
a little
in the
luck
player pool?
for the luck? Who's someone who could actually unretire? Edelman.
Hey, Cole Beasley. What about Cole Beasley?
Beasley's playing this year, man.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
He's not a guy I really like on half-point PPR, but I do think he plays. So we have an oddity of a queue here for the last round. What about Edelman? See, people are perking up.
Are we going to get sniped on Edelman? Dude, I'm scared.
How are you going to snipe us on all these picks, the Prodigy? I know you've been trying this draft.
Andrew Luck, Edelman.
He just grabbed Matt Ryan to set up the back there. I think we go Warren. I think that's a name I've not clicked yet.
All right,
and
Najee goes down, dude. All-time league winner.
Yeah, and Najee also, like in secret, was battling Liz Frank or something.
Yeah.
It's kind of serious. We're just gonna leave Andrew Luck in the queue.
For some luck.
Some luck, Let's see if there's any other luck players we can add in the queue.
Chance? Is there a chance?
Nope. Andrew is the only guy. How about Win? Let's search for the name Win.
Godwin.
I know. We just need Win. Just like WIN. Win free? No, not really. Any other positive adjectives?
That's what this is going to be for me. It cost me zero money, and we're going to win, so I'm going to win for free.
Hey, absolutely. Luck. A little luck. No, it cost you your time, man. You were generous to give me your time here on this stream. So I like this team a lot. Let's break it down. Let me name it, and we'll break it down. It's a weird team I did with 3 elite quarterback.
Yeah, I like this team too.
I like it a lot better than our other team, but watch that other team shift it. Scott Barrett, the second. Nope, didn't save. And I'll add it to my thread of other stream drafts I've done on Underdog. So we went with Eckler and Swift. Love this to start. Then got 2 elite wide receivers in Pittman and Brown. Double tapped tight end with Waller and Schultz and added Kyler for the elite quarterback. Hit some wide receivers and running backs from there with Tony, Lockett, Henderson, Dotson, Parker, Mostert. Love that addition by you. Watson, Williams, McKinnon, Mac Jones, and ending it with an off-the-board dart in Jaylen Warren. How you feeling about this team, Scott?
I think it's great. But I'll just throw it back to you. Where do you think we're at on week 17 correlations and stacking?
Well, I can tell you. So Chargers play the Rams. So we have some Eckler Henderson right there. We have no Browns. We have Mac Jones, Mostert, and Parker. They play week 17. We have Pittman and Tony. They play each other week 17. We have... Do we have any Vikings? No. Do we have any 49ers? No. Titans? No. Yeah, so that's about it for our week 17 correlate. And then, I count Swift and Jameson Williams as the running back wide receiver. That's some thin correlation for week 17. But overall, and you don't always have to have bringbacks for week 17. We have Murray to Marquise Brown, where our correlation is just the Cardinals beat the shit out of the Falcons. Seems like that could happen.
Tell me the story of how this team wins us $1 million.
Okay, I'll tell you right now. So Kyler Murray averages 25 points per game. We literally don't need to even ever stress Mac Jones. Eckler and Swift, 2 top 5 running backs with Henderson. What's this? He actually becomes the lead back on the run.
Hell yeah.
And is scoring 20 points per game.
Mostert has... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Mostert giving us plenty of spike weeks where he's 0 a bunch of weeks, but then gives you a bunch of 20-point weeks. So we're just lapping the field at running back. Pittman consistently in our lineup, 15 points floor. Marquise Brown giving us some 30-point weeks, some 10-point weeks. Tony, he's injured for a little bit of the season, in and out of the lineup, but when he does play, he's going to do those 10 catches, 100 yards, a couple touchdowns. Lockett does nothing all season. But what's this? You make it to the playoffs, and it's Lockett time. Lockett is just slinging it there with Smith. Dotson, bunch of spikes. Parker, again, consistently giving you those 10-point weeks, a key piece to it advancing. Watson becomes MVS on steroids, where he has 100 yards and 2 all the time. He becomes the guy. Move over Lizard King. Move over Randall Cobb. It's Watson with the round 2 draft capital. Jameson Williams returns healthy week 10 for our team and is the guy in Detroit, where it's like, holy shit, the Lions are a new team with him on the field. Waller just consistently. Waller and Schultz were just 10-point floor, and then it's the playoff times. We smash our week 15 bracket. We smash our week 16 bracket. It's week 17. There's 460 people in the finals. You and I are met up at a bar to sweat the game because we have to make the finals.
Dude,
Kyler Murray and Marquise Brown score 30 points apiece against the Falcons week 17. Austin Eckler gives us a 45-point game against the Rams in Soho, just doing it through the air, doing it in the ground. Swift with a quintessential 102 on the ground. We needed that. And then what's this? Jaylen Warren from the grave comes in a second half revival. Najee does whatever the first half. They bench him. They bench him. They say, it's Warren time. Against the Ravens, Battle of the Rust Belt, Warren puts in 200 yards in the second half and never before seen to contribute to our team with a bunch of points from Dotson, Lockett, Tony. It's all there for our taking.
Bro, that's the greatest story I've ever heard. I'm so amped.
Good, man. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed this stream today. Make sure to smash that subscribe button. Help me get up to 1,000, guys. Come on now. Scott, what do you have to tell the people? Anything to look forward from your end, DFS-wise, or anything else with the season on the horizon?
Yeah, I have 96 stats dropping in a few days, and then week 1 beyond, it's all DFS time.
I think I should clip that story. I'll try to post that to Twitter.
I love that. Yeah, I got chills from that. It was awesome.
All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. This is my second to last live stream of Best Ball Mania 3, I believe. I only have a couple more entrants. Going to be back tomorrow with Peter Overzet at 1 p.m. Eastern. So tune in for that. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Thanks, Steven. When you hear the story, it's easy to like the team. Sometimes you just gotta write the script for others to come along. Hope you guys have a great day. Thanks, Scott, for your time. And everyone, enjoy the rest of the draft season.